friends. Today we are going to be rounding again, and this time we're rounding to the nearest thousand. Say thousand. Thousand. Good. When we have a number, we see our ones place, our tens place, our hundreds place, and our thousands place. That thousands place is a little bit new to us, but say that's okay. Say, I'm so smart. Good. So when we're rounding to the nearest thousand, we're still following all of the same steps that we were before. Now it's just moving over again to the next place value. So let's go through our steps one more time. Our first step is to find the place and underline it. So down here, I have this number, 3,489. I know it's kind of hard to see, but 3,489. I'm rounding to the nearest thousand, so I underline my 3. Then, number 2 says, make all zeros just behind it. So now, even that number in the hundreds place turns into a 0. They all are turning into zeros. Now, step 3. Look at the digit to the right. So I take a look to the right. It's a number 4. It's a number 4. We know 5 or more, the number takes flight. 4 or less, it sits tight. Is this 5 or more or 4 or less? It's 4 or less, so it's going to stay the same. 3,000. Just like that. So it's super easy. It's the same steps. We just have to get used to now using it in the thousands place. So let's do a couple practice ones together. My first number, it is 1,356. So I'm rounding to the nearest thousand. I find my place and underline it. I underline the 1 because it's in the thousands place. Then I make everything behind it a 0. Nothing in front of it, just behind it is going to change into a 0. Then, step 3, I look at the digit to the right. I look right next door. It's a 3. We know 5 or more, the number takes flight. 4 or less, it sits tight. Is 3 5 or more or 4 or less? It's 4 or less. Good. So then my 1 is going to sit tight. My new number is, I just bring it down, 1,000, because I just bring down all 3 zeros. Good. Let's take a look at the next one. I'm going down. It says 2,792. Well, my first step is to underline, find the place and underline it. So I underline my 2 because I'm rounding to the nearest thousands. 1, tens, hundreds, thousands. I now know from step 2, I make all zeros behind it. 1, 2, 3. They're all going to be zeros. Now I do step 3, look at the digit to the right. I look right next door. It's a 7. It's a 7. So should my 2 go up? Should it take flight? Or should it sit tight? It needs to take flight. Good, because 7 is 5 or more. So now I add 1 more to this 2. 1 more than 2 is 3. Good. And then I bring my zeros down. 2,792 rounded to the nearest thousand is 3,000. Good. Let's look at the next one. First thing I should do, what do? I find the place and underline it. Good. So my number is 3,212. I'm going to underline the number in the thousands place. And then step 2, what do? I make everything behind it a 0. Good. What do I do for step 3? I look at the digit right next door. It's a 2. If it's a 2, if this number is a 2, does my 3 take flight or does it sit tight? It sits tight because 2 is 4 or less. So now my new number is, I just bring down my 3. My answer is 3,000. 3,212 rounded to the nearest thousand is 3,000. Good. Our last one. Our number is 4,587. What's my first step? Yeah, I underline the number in the thousands place.
So then rounding to the nearest thousand. What is my second step? Everything behind it turns into a 0. Good.
What is my third step? I look at the digit right next door. All right, I see a 5. With the number 5, is my 4 gonna take flight or is it gonna sit tight? It's gonna take flight because this is 5 or more. So now my 4, I add 1 more. What's 1 more than 4?
5. And then I just bring down my zeros. So
2 hours later.
4,587 rounded to the nearest thousand is 5,000. Friends, you did such a great job today. I can't wait to see your exit ticket. Keep up the excellent work, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.